Hello, my dear students. A very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all in the second session of chapter number 1, Introduction to Strategic Cost Management. In the previous session, we have already started about the chapter number 1. I think we have completed the very first topic, and that topic is difference between traditional cost management and strategic cost management. Let's recall those concepts in the first 3 to 4 minutes, and then we move towards the first topic of today's session, that is value chain analysis. So basically, whether we are talking about traditional cost management or strategic cost management, both the technique focus on allocation of cost to production. Both the technique focus on cost control. Both the technique focus on cost reduction. If only these three objectives are there, then we can say it's the work of traditional cost management. When along with these three objectives, every decision is being considered to provide sustainable competitive advantage to the company. I'm repeating the word sustainable competitive advantage to the company while allocating cost to the production, while doing cost control, while doing cost reduction. When the mindset is that whatever we are doing, we must create sustainable competitive advantage to the organization. And what do you mean by competitive advantage? Competitive advantage can be in the form of product differentiation, or it can be in the form of cost leadership. Okay, beta. Then we have understood some of the limitation of traditional cost management, due to which emergence of strategic cost management is there. Okay, I have downloaded two PDF in the portal. Hope each and every student has downloaded that PDF of work and the frequently asked question issued by the ICI. Ankit Yadav, good evening, beta. Any other doubt in the previous session or discussion? Dhara Shah, good evening. Okay, you are downloaded. And a very important announcement, beta. Today I have uploaded 4 PDF in the portal. What are those 4 PDFs? The first PDF is my notes on chapter number 1. Undoubtedly, that note is based 100% on the study material, but I want to try to simplify that content, so I have issued that one PDF. The second PDF is related to questions of chapter number 1 to 4. What I have done, all the non-numerical question, I have bunch chapter wise. ICI has publication in the form of study material, case study digest, RTP, MTP, examination paper. So what I have done in the second PDF, I have provided a PDF named question chapter 1 to 4, in which different case studies, different case scenarios are accumulated chapter wise. The third PDF is in continuation of second PDF. It will contain the solution of the questions. And the fourth PDF is very special PDF. I mean it very special because it's a summarized one. What matter in this final examination is how many times you are able to revise the concept. That is very, very important, because each and every student put their 100% efforts before appearing for examination. The extra age students will have when they have revised their subject multiple times, because revision will keep you aware of each and every concept of what you have studied during the class session, first revision and second revision. So the last PDF which I have uploaded in the portal is in the name of summary PDF. So whatever case study, case scenarios are there, I have provided you the summarized form, not only of the solution part, but also of the question part. So I requested each and every student to download all those 4 PDF beta right now, because 1 or 2 PDF is required in the current session also. So I'm giving you 1 or 2 minute time. Go to the portal, download all the 4 PDF, have those 4 PDF with you, because we require 1 or 2 PDF in the current session. Okay. I'm waiting, but I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes for the same to download that PDF from the portal. In the meanwhile, if any student has any doubt, you can ask me, beta. We can utilize those 1 or 2 minutes of downloading. And once you're downloaded, please convey me a message so that we can start today's session with the topic value chain analysis. Hi Priti, good evening, beta. No, you don't have to download from BF Knowledge Portal, beta. A portal has been defined for this LBC. From there, you have to download the PDF of the session, beta. Okay, Priti? Okay, Dhara. Just wait for 30 more seconds, beta, so that other student can also convey me the message. And then we will start the very first topic, value chain analysis of current session. Okay, beta. So I'm starting value chain analysis. I think we have written 1 or 2 points related to value chain analysis. The first point I think we have written is the name of the author. This concept of value chain analysis has been given by Michael Porter in the year 1985. A firm consists of different activities. A series of activities together makes up the organization. So what does value chain analysis will do? Value chain analysis will first identify, this what is important, value chain analysis will first identify various activities in the organization. Once identification has been completed, then each activity that has been identified will now be analyzed into two parts: value added activity and non-value added activity. Once again, I am repeating, beta, this is very important. In the whole organization, there are n number of activities. So the very first work of value chain analysis is to identify all the activities in the organization. Important word is identification. Once the activities are identified, then each and every activity will be analyzed so that we can bifurcate all such activity into value added activity and non-value added activity. What do you mean by value added and non-value added activity? If by incurrence on such activity, if our customer benefits, then it's a value added activity. But if we are incurring expenses on such activity, but customer has not been benefited by the incurrence of the amount on such activity, then all such activities are known as non-value added activity. Okay, beta? Have we written the meaning of value added and non-value added activity? Please communicate to me, beta. Have we written the meaning of value added and non-value added activity? I'm waiting, beta. Please revert. Any student? Okay, please write down, beta. I think it's third or fourth point in value chain analysis. Please give the numbering. Value added and non-value added. Give the heading: value added and non-value added. Underline this heading and write down in next line: value added. The activities, comma, if eliminated, comma, will reduce the value or utility of the product, will reduce the value oblique utility of the product oblique services, will reduce the value oblique utility of the product oblique services to the customer. Underline this word, the customer, because it's not from management viewpoint, it's from the viewpoint of the customer. Whether customer value or utility get reduced if we eliminate such activity. If the answer is yes, then it is known as value added activity. Okay, beta, drop one line and write down non-value added activity. Non-value added activity. Write down the meaning. The activity, if eliminated, oblique minimized, the activity, if eliminated, oblique minimized, comma, customer will get the same value. Customer will get the same value, oblique utility. Customer will get the same value, oblique utility from the product, oblique services. From the product, oblique services. Can you answer me one question, beta? Whether value chain analysis is applicable for manufacturing sector or service sector? Can you please answer me the question? Value chain analysis is applicable for manufacturing sector or service sector or both? You should have a logic of it, beta. I'm waiting for your answer. Please communicate. Value chain analysis is applicable for manufacturing sector or service sector or both the sector? Okay, Sayyid Aisha have communicated both the factors. Menta Sai Raman, both the factor. Yes, beta, the answer is both the factor. Because just we have written product oblique services. It means value chain analysis is equally applicable to manufacturing sector as well as the service sector. Please write down this point, beta. Next point in your copy. Value chain analysis. Value chain analysis is equally applicable. Value chain analysis is equally applicable for manufacturing and service sector. Many students have given the correct answer. Okay. Now, important point. For the purpose of comfort recognition, what Michael Porter has done, various activities in the organization are bifurcated into two major headings. The first heading Michael Porter has given is primary activity, and the other heading given is secondary activity. We can also call it support activity. So basically, what we will do, different activities in the organization are first bifurcated into two activities, primary and support activity. In primary activity, Michael Porter has further divided primary activity into 5 primary activities. So there will be 5 primary activities in the manufacturing sector, and the support activities, that is the secondary activities, are bifurcated into 4 parts. So basically, all the activities in the organization will be classified into a total of 9 activities, consisting of 5 primary activity and 4 secondary activity. Once the bifurcation has been done, primary and secondary, then what we will do, we will identify each and every activity into value-added activity and the non-value-added activity. See, beta, this diagram is also important because when you see the case study digest, in one of the questions, they have asked the student to draw the value chain analysis diagram. So it's not enough to just mug up the 5 primary activity and 4 secondary activity. You must also be comfortable with this graph of value chain analysis. Okay, so there are total 5 primary activities starting with inbound logistic, operation, outbound logistic, marketing and sale, and service. And there are 4 secondary activities: firm infrastructure, HR, technological development, and procurement. So this total 9 activities will constitute all the activities in the organization identified by Mr. Michael Porter. Okay. Now we will understand in detail what are those primary activities, what are the meaning of each primary activity, because there are total of 5 primary activity and 4 secondary activities. Secondary activities are also known as support activities. Please write down next point in your copy, beta. The author has classified various activities into primary activities, and secondary activities. Primary activities and secondary activities. Primary activities and secondary activities. Full stop. Next line. There are a total of 5 primary activities. There are a total of 5 primary activities and 4 secondary activities. Now, the natural question arises for what do you mean by primary activities and what do you mean by secondary activities? Secondary activities is also known as support activities. So here the definition is given to you. What do you mean by primary activities? Primary activities are those which are directly involved in transforming input into output or in provision of services. It is for service sector. So the definition is very simple. The most important word is directly involved, not indirectly involved. The activities which are directly involved in converting input into output is known as primary activity. While secondary activities, also known as support activities, support the primary activities. Although the name is secondary activity, but they are equally important for an organization. So based on importance, the bifurcation is not done like primary and support. It's based on whether they are directly involved in converting input into output. If the answer is yes, they are primary activity. If they are just supporting the primary activities, then they are called as secondary activity, also known as support activities. Clear, beta? Please write down this point. Next point, meaning. Next line में लिखे primary activities. Activities that are directly involved, in converting input into output. Activities that are directly involved in converting input into output. Drop one line and write down secondary activities. secondary activities. Write down in bracket, also known as support activities. Also known as support activities. Bracket close. Dash करके लिखिए, activities that support the primary activities. Activities that support the primary activities are known as secondary activities. ठीक है बेटा, तो ये पॉइंट क्लियर हुआ आपको. देयर आर टू एक्टिविटीज एज पर माइकल पॉटर, प्राइमरी एक्टिविटी एंड सपोर्ट एक्टिविटी. All the activities involved in converting input into output is known as primary activity, while activities that support the primary activities are known as secondary support activity. Now we will understand what are those 5 primary activities, what are their meaning. Okay, so the first primary activity is known as inbound logistic. The first primary activity is known as inbound logistic. What do you mean by inbound logistic? These are the activities concerned with receiving, storing, and distributing the input to the production process. If you want to score higher marks na beta, then technical words are very, very important, and especially technical words should be in a sequence. I think you cannot interchange these 3 words. Okay, the first stage is receiving of raw material. The next stage is storing such raw material in the warehouse, and the third stage will be issuing or distributing such raw material to the production department when needed. So it covers 3 functions: receiving of raw material, storing of raw material, and distribution of raw material are covered in the very first activity, that is known as inbound logistic. In this, relationship with supplier is a very, very, very important task while identifying the value added and the non-value added activities. Clear, beta? This is the first primary activity. Second activity, operation. This activity involved transforming input into output. This activity involved transforming input into output. In the common parlance, in a layman language, we can say operation is nothing but the manufacturing process. But the technical term you have to use, and the technical term is operation. In a common parlance, you can call it manufacturing process. What activities it will cover? It will cover machining, packaging, testing, and equipment maintenance form part of operation. These examples are very, very important, beta, because in a case scenario, case study is not possible in case of this value chain analysis. A maximum of case scenario can be asked, in which you should be very clear about the activities involved in each of the primary activity. In the first activity, inbound logistic, there are 3 activities. The first one is receiving of raw material, storing of raw material, and distribution, that is issue of raw material to the production department. In the operation activity, the activities are machining, that is manufacturing, packaging is also covered in operation, testing and equipment maintenance will form part of operation. Okay, outbound logistic. This is inbound logistic. This is outbound logistic. What do you mean by outbound logistic? These activities involve collecting the finished goods from the production department, storing the finished goods in the finished goods warehouse, and distributing the product from the factory line to the end consumer. So again, there are 3 activities involved: collecting the finished goods from the production department, storing that finished goods in the finished goods warehouse, and distributing such finished goods to the end user. This may include finished goods warehousing, delivery vehicle operation, order processing, and scheduling. Order processing and scheduling. So 3 activities are inbound logistic. Please repeat with me, beta. Inbound logistic. The next one is operation. The third one is outbound logistic. Okay. The next part is marketing and sales. What do you mean by marketing and sales? Customers are made aware of the product. The fourth primary activity, as per Michael Porter, is marketing and sale. In marketing and sale, we make aware the customer about our product. What does it include? It includes advertisement. It includes promotion. It includes distribution channel, selection, sales force management, and pricing policy are covered in marketing and sales. The last point, service. Once the goods have been reached to the final consumer, then after sales service support will be covered in this point for installation, repair, and parts replacement, etc. Okay, beta? So there are total 5 primary activities. Can we recall without seeing from the study material, beta? I'm giving you 1 minute. Please recall on your own what are those 5 primary activities without referring to the study material, beta. Because if you want to score good marks now, you have to be very participative in this batch, beta. I assure you, once the batch is complete, it will provide you enough confidence about this subject, because I am not a teacher who will do spoon feeding to the student. I will pinpoint where the student require the analysis skill, where the student require the decision making mindset. I will pinpoint. First of all, time will be given to you so that you can think on your own. And once you have thought about the answer, then we will discuss. This is the way to study SCM P beta to score good marks. Because this paper gives confidence only and only when students continuously participate along with the discussion in the class. Okay, beta. So I'm giving you 1 minute without referring to the study material. Just recall what are those primary activities, what are the activities covered in each of the primary activities. Okay, 1 minute is available to you. Okay, beta. Can we recall? There are total 5 primary activities. The first activity is inbound logistic. What it will cover? Receiving of raw material, storing of raw material, and distributing the raw material to the production department. The second point is operations, converting raw material into output. What are the activities that are covered in operation? The first activity, machining, packaging, testing, and equipment maintenance are covered in the second activity, operation. The third activity is outbound logistic. That is collecting the finished goods from the production department, storing such finished goods in the finished goods warehouse, distributing the product to the end consumer. What it will cover? It will cover delivery, vehicle maintenance, pricing policy, all will be covered in this outbound logistics. Next point, marketing and sales. In this activity, we made aware the customer about our product. So advertisement is there, promotion is there, pricing policy is there, and different kinds of promotion of product will be covered in marketing and sale. And the last one is service. Service means once the product has been sold, the after sale service will be covered in the last primary activity, that is the service activity. Okay, beta, chलिए अब आइए आप secondary activities. Secondary activities are also known as support activities. So there are total 4 secondary, that is the support activity. The first one is procurement. It involves purchasing of raw material, supplies, and other consumables required as input for the primary activities. Don't you think the procurement of raw material comes not only in primary activity, but also in secondary activity? What you say, beta? I'm waiting for your answer. Procurement, that is purchase of raw material, is covered in both the activities, primary activities and support activity. What do you say? I'm waiting, beta. Please revert with your answer. Okay, Manoj Kumar, Preeti, Rahul Patel have answered me. What about view of other student? Avija, Apala, Rashmi, Jishnu, Dharasha. What's your opinion, beta? Whether procurement, that is purchase of raw material, is covered in primary activities and support activity in both the activities? Yes or no? Okay, very good. Avija and Isha have given me the correct answer. No, beta. The procurement of raw material is not covered in both the activities. The procurement of raw material is only and only covered in the support activity, that is the secondary activity. Please listen the word very carefully, beta. In the primary activity, it's inbound logistic. In inbound logistic, nowhere it has been written purchasing, receiving, storing, and distributing. Purchasing word is not used in inbound logistic. Okay. Only the receiving, storing, and distributing of raw material is covered under primary activity. The purchase of raw material, that is the procurement of raw material, is only and only covered under support activity. Okay, beta. So these are very important when the question requires the not the theoretical knowledge, but they require the application part. So whenever you apply your knowledge, please be very clear. Purchasing of raw material is not under primary activity, it is under support activity. Okay, then the secondary activity is technological development. All such things are covered: technical knowledge, technical equipment, hardware, software, and any other knowledge which is used in transformation of input into output. Okay, it is somewhat hardware oriented, software oriented. HR, human resource management. It is related with employees, selection, recruitment, placement. Everything related to employees will be covered under human resource management. And the last support activity is known as firm infrastructure. What it covers? It covers planning, finance, accounting, legal, government affairs, and quality management. We can say all the other remaining activities will be covered under firm infrastructure. So there are 5 primary activity, 4 support activity. What are the 4 support activity? The first one is procurement of raw material, consumable also covered in the procurement of raw material. The second one is information technology, technological development, human resource management, and the fourth one is firm infrastructure. Clear, beta? Chill. Now, this para is also very important. All the activities are covered, whether they are related with manufacturing, whether they are related with marketing, whether they are related with raw storage. Each and every activities of the organization will have to be covered under primary and support activity, and then it will be bifurcated into value added and non-value added activity. Clear, beta? Chill. Any doubt in this topic of primary and support activity, cumulatively value chain analysis? Mr. Rahul Patel, beta, we have a topic known as just-in-time system. Okay. In just-in-time system, what we do, we already made a contractual arrangement with the supplier. Whenever we need the raw material, the supplier will directly send to the storage floor or the production floor. That's why when we move towards chapter number 2 and 3, you will understand the topic of just-in-time system, and then you will recognize why purchasing of raw material cannot be related with directly converting input into output, because it's a supporting activity that support the organization through just-in-time system. Okay, beta? But right now it's not possible neither for you nor me to explain the same. Provision of service simply means Dharasha, it simply means beta services. Services. Chartered accountancy services, stock broking services, any kind of services are covered under provision of service. Any other doubt from any other student? Have you downloaded that PDF beta from today's portal? Okay. So I'm starting a question from that related to value chain analysis. Please open PDF of questions chapter 1 to 4. PDF of questions chapter 1 to 4. I think it's the second PDF which I have uploaded in the portal. Please download from there, beta. Can I start? Question number 1 related to value chain analysis. I hope each and every student have downloaded that PDF from the portal. Can I start, beta? Let's start question number 1. There are many questions given in this PDF, beta. This all questions are not to be mean to be done in the class itself. Some are for practice, some are to be done in the class. Okay. We will try to cover majority of the question in the class itself, but if time doesn't permit, then the remaining will be an assignment for you. You can ask your doubt in the next session if you face any difficulty in solving the remaining questions. Okay, beta. So question number 1, ABC Limited, if engaged. I already told you, beta, the best practice would be to read out the requirement part first and then make a newspaper reading in hardly 2 or 3 minutes. And then the next reading will be the detailed reading. So let's read out the requirement part first. That will give you the basic idea that what this question demands from you. Require. State the primary activities as per Porter's value chain analysis in the value chain of ABC Limited with brief description. Okay. So it's all about the primary activities as per Porter's value chain analysis. So there are total 5 primary activities. Okay. So ABC Limited, if engaged in business of manufacturing branded ready-made garment, this is a newspaper reading. We will done in 2 or 3 minutes. Then we will have a detailed reading. It has a single manufacturing facility at Ludhiana. Raw material is supplied by various suppliers. Majority of its revenue comes from export to Eurozone and the US. To strengthen its position further in the global market, it is planning to enhance quality and provide assurance through long-term warranty. For the coming year, company has set objective to reduce the quality cost. There is a separate topic in our syllabus. If I'm not wrong, it's in chapter number 2nd or 3rd, in which we will have a detailed discussion. What do you mean by quality cost? To reduce the quality cost in each of the primary activities in the value chain. Okay, beta. So requirement part clearly stated that this question relates to primary activities of value chain analysis. Now we will read out once again this all 3 paras with detailed interpretation. So the name of the company is ABC Limited. ABC Limited is in the manufacturing business, manufacturing branded ready-made garments. Okay. The company ABC Limited has a single manufacturing plant in Ludhiana. Raw material is being supplied by various suppliers. We don't have a single supplier. We have a multiple supplier scheme that will supply raw material to us. We are an export-oriented undertaking. A majority of our revenues are export-oriented. We export to Europe and the US. To strengthen our position in the global market, what we are planning to enhance the quality and provide assurance through long-term warranty. Okay. For the coming year, company has set objective to reduce the quality cost in each of the primary activities in its value chain. There are total 5 primary activities. So my question to you is, beta, read out this requirement part once again and tell me whether it's a simple theoretical question in which we have to simply state what are those 5 primary activities in the value chain analysis, or it's a application based question. I'm giving you 1 or 2 minute time. Read out the requirement part, this part once again, and tell me whether it's a direct theoretical question, no need to any application requirement, or whether it's a application question. It's very important that you must learn in this way, because otherwise you will easily understand the foundation part. But when you fall on your own, beta, there comes the difficulty. But if you ask yourself how this question is a pure theoretical question, how this question is recognized as an application question, what are the meaning of the words that are used in the requirement part, and definitely in the coming few days you will be very comfortable in dealing with this subject beta. Na? So 1 or 2 minutes are available with you. Please provide your opinion about whether it's a direct theoretical question or it's a application based question. Okay, Dhara Shah, application based. Okay, Rahul Patel, application based. Any other student beta, whether it's a theoretical question or whether it's a application based question. I'm waiting for other student answer. Okay, all of the students have given me the correct answer. It's a application based question. This language is very important. If such words are not there ना, अगर ये वर्ड नहीं होते, then definitely it's a pure theoretical question. Just you have to write down the primary activities of value chain analysis, nothing more than expected from this question. But state the primary activities as per Porter value chain. In the value chain, उसके बाद जो language दिया है, that language make this question as a application based question of ABC Limited with brief description. Not only you have to communicate what are those 5 primary activity, but you have to link those 5 primary activity with this particular client known as ABC Limited. So how you will draft the answer of this particular question? Please listen very carefully. First of all, the very first line should be the following are the 5 primary activities of value chain analysis. Then we will write down first point. The first primary activity, first point kya tha? Inbound logistic. This is very important. First of all, you have to write the theoretical content in a maximum 1 or 2 lines. Inbound logistic. These activities are concerned with receiving, storing, and distributing the raw material to the production process. This is the theoretical point. And then you have to link such activity in ABC Limited. Now, receiving, storing, and distributing the raw material to the production process. What is raw material in case of ABC Limited? Can you please guide me, beta? What is raw material in case of ABC Limited? Because it's known as application part. Whatever knowledge you are having, you have to apply such knowledge into this particular question. Then only you will get the full mark. What is raw material in ABC Limited? I'm waiting for your answer, beta. I already told you I don't believe in spoon feeding, beta. We will be at discussion terms. Okay, each and everything will be discussed with you. You will be given enough time so that the mindset can be developed, which is required to clear the SCMP. Okay, Manoj Kumar. No, beta, Manoj Kumar. Garment is not the raw material in ABC Limited. Sorry, beta, not the right answer. Other student? Okay, cloth, fabric, yarn, fabric. Okay, fabric. No, Dharasha, not correct, beta. One student have how to define application or theory question, beta. Just have communicated you, beta. If the last word is not given in the value chain of ABF Limited with brief description, then it will be a theoretical question. But they specifically have value chain in ABF Limited. It means not only you have to write the theoretical content, but you have to apply those theoretical content into the question. So undoubtedly, the raw material in this particular question, since the finished goods is ready-made garments, okay, so the raw material will be the fabric, we can say the cloth, okay, buttons, thread, these are the raw material. So the first point, inbound logistic, we have written the theoretical point, receiving, storing and distributing the raw material to the production process. Now in the second para, we will apply the thing, that is in ABC Limited, the receiving of fabric from various suppliers. This is very, very important, beta. Na? Such points are required, then only it will be treated as yes. Not only your knowledge and comprehension, but you can apply the knowledge when demanded. Because in the first para, it is clearly given raw material from various suppliers. So in the second para, what we will write? Receiving the fabric, button, thread from various suppliers, storing such raw material and distributing such raw material to the production department whenever the department needs. You can also write the stitching department whenever they need the same. Okay, beta. The second point is operation. Nothing mentioned regarding the operation. So it will be just a theoretical point. Operation, converting the fabric into ready-made garment, will be covered under the head operation. It involves machining, packaging, testing, and equipment maintenance. Outbound logistic, collecting, storing, and distributing the product to the end consumer. But nothing special is given regarding the outbound logistic apart from the global market. So the max to max you can write distributing the product to the export zone like Eurozone and the US. Next, you will write the marketing and sale. It will be a theoretical point, nothing specifically mentioned regarding the marketing and sale. And the last one will be the service after sale service support. Okay, beta, clear है तो इसका structure क्या होगा? Not only you have to write the theoretical content, but such theoretical content should be converted into the requirement of the client ABC Limited. Okay, beta, any doubt in this particular question? Can we move further? Okay. So this is a question that has been asked in the main examination. Question number 2. There are two requirement parts. The first requirement parts relate to chapter number 1, which we are right now studying. This relates to chapter number 1, while second part relate to chapter number 7. Performance, measurement, and evaluation. So it's for 20 mark question. I think it's a compulsory question in that particular examination. The first part is consists of chapter number 1, value chain analysis. The second part consists of performance, measurement, and evaluation. Since we are not covered chapter number 7, we are at the starting stage. We will discuss only about the requirement part number 1 in this current session. Okay, beta. So first of all, read out the requirement part number 1. What they are saying: identify and explain the various primary activities of audio tech in its value chain. Can you please help me to identify whether it's a theoretical requirement part or an application requirement part? Identify and explain the various primary activities of audio tech in its value chain. Okay, beta, this is application based question. I have got, I received 2 doubt, beta. Let's first of all clear them. Isha have asked for what to write in services for ABC Limited. Beta, in those 5 primary activities, Isha, Activity number 4 and 5 can only be the theoretical one because nothing is mentioned regarding the marketing and sale and the service. So in such type of question, when question doesn't denote anything, we can simply write the theoretical point. Dhara for raw material is not specifically mentioned in the first question. How do we assume for other question also? Beta, Dhara, that's the basic requirement of this chapter. In the first session, I already told you that knowledge and comprehension, which we generally assume to be concepts, can only score you 10 to 15% of the mark. Remaining marks are application based and evaluation based. You have to link such theoretical content to the real life. That's the requirement required by the ICI from the CA final student. Beta. In the other question also, suppose it's a car manufacturer, then the raw material we can easily ascertain. If it's a furniture manufacturing company, we know what are the raw material required for a furniture manufacturer. So knowledge and comprehension, that is the conceptual part, is score is only 10 to 15%. Rest all of the content are application based and evaluation based. Beta. You have to work on that, and trust me, beta, it's not tough. If from the very first day you will be guided the mindset required in this subject, now definitely you will cope up with the requirement of SCMP. Okay. So it's for application based question, beta, no doubt about that. Okay. And there are two verb use. First of all, we have to identify and then explain the primary activities of audio tech in its value chain. Can you please help me out whether I have to write down all the 5 primary activities as per the language given in the requirement part? Yes or no? All the 5 primary activities mandatorily. The word important is mandatorily. In the previous question, we have to write down all the 5 primary activities. Whether in this question, mandatorily, whether all 5 primary activities are to be written. Ravi has answered, Aniket has answered. Okay, I'm waiting for other student also. With yes or no, beta, just simply yes or no. Communicate with me whether it is mandatorily in this question to write down only. No, beta, it's not mandatorily in this particular question to write down all the 5 primary activities. It's very important, the word. Identify the primary activities of audio tech. Identify the primary activity. If nothing is mentioned in the question regarding 1 or 2 primary activities, then we cannot identify the primary activities of audio tech. Whatever detail are given, if in those detail all the 5 primary activities are there, we have to write down all the 5 primary activities. If suppose only 4 primary activities are given, then we have to identify only 4 primary activities, because the word important is very important. It's not the explain the various primary activities. First, you have to identify the various primary activities that are available in audio tech. Okay, so let's start the question. It is very clear that it's related to primary activities. It's an application based question. First, we have to identify and then we have to explain according to audio tech. No, the second requirement part is suggest if there is any scope for cost reduction in this activity. Again, this is a topic of cost reduction. It's not related to chapter number 1. It is related to chapter number 2, 3, and chapter number 8 and 9. Okay. So we will cover only the very first part, identify and explain the primary activities in the audio tech. Rest of the part are dealt with in the other chapters. Okay, beta. So I'm giving you, beta, 3 to 4 minutes to just have a newspaper reading of question number 2, newspaper reading only. And then once the 3 or 4 minutes are over, then we will discuss in detail about each and every para, identify the primary activity, and thereafter explain the primary activity of audio tech. So it's your turn, beta. Have a newspaper reading of this question number 2 in the coming 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, beta, can we start? Okay, so let's start. Question number 2. Audio Tech is a company that design, develop and sell audio equipment. So the client name is Audio Tech. They are designing the audio equipment, they are developing the audio equipment and then sold out the audio equipment. Company is best known for its home audio system and speaker, noise cancelling headphone professional audio system and automobile audio system. The range is given that audio equipment can be the home audio system, professional audio system and automobile audio system. Okay. Company sell audio equipment to customer through its large network of retail outlet in its home country and via the company website. Can you please tell me, beta? Because the requirement part is identify and explain the primary activities in audio tech. First primary activity is inbound logistics. Second one is operation. Third one is outbound logistics. Fourth one is marketing and sales. And the fifth one is service. Can you tell me the second para relates to which of the primary activities? Write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anna? Just the numbering if required, beta, so that we can save the time. Second para is related with which of the primary activity? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Okay, Rashmi and Rahul have answered its marketing, that is activity number 4, while Jishnu have answered its activity number 3rd. What about other student, beta? Just give me the answering number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will save our time. Second para. Okay, it's a mix of 3rd and 4th. That's the way of teaching, beta. This is the way of mind teaching. I will not tell you that this para is related to activity number 3rd or 4th. First of all, I will give you the time to think on your own, because ultimately examination is to be faced by student. Okay. So unless and until the training is provided to the student, how they will identify on their own. Okay. Sometimes they may be wrong, but in that process, that's a learning for them that, okay, we have to think like that. So definitely, although it's a lengthy process, beta, sometimes you will not get the confidence because sometimes your answer might get wrong. But trust me, if you participate like this, na beta, then the requirement of SCMP paper will be fulfilled, because in those 3 hours, you will be very comfortable because you have not been spoon-fed. You have been given the opportunity first to think on your own, and then only the what we say, then only the conclusion is determined. So I think it's related with retail net outlet in its home country and company's website, sell audio equipment. So I think it's largely related to activity number 3rd, outbound logistic, or it's marketing and sale. It's a mix, but at some point can be related with outbound logistic and some point can be related with marketing and sales, such as when we are distributing our product. And so the distribution network should be the retail outlet, as well as if the customer directly order from our website, you have to deliver that product not to the retail outlet, but to the customer home or customer office. So it's in that sense, it is related to activity number 3rd. And remotely, we can link it with activity number 4, that is marketing and sale. Remotely, because the strategy of marketing and sale related to retail outlet and the company website will be totally different. But primarily, I think it's related with activity number 3rd, that is distributing the product to retail outlet as well as distributing the product to the consumer home address. Okay. Next point is very, very simple. I think each and every student will give me the correct answer. Audio Tech purchases the material and equipment that it need to manufacture audio equipment from a number of different suppliers. All of these purchases are delivered to companies go down at its factory and are held unless and until they are needed for production and assembly. A very simple point, beta. Don't answer to me. It's activity number one. Yes, it's inbound logistic. It's inbound logistic, receiving, storing, and distributing the material and components to the production department whenever they require. Okay, beta. Now, tell me, beta, the next para. Finished goods are transported from the factory to Audiotech retail outlet by company's own truck. The truck follow the same schedule each week, irrespective of the load they are carrying. Which activity this para belong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very simple, beta. It's very simple. Okay, Rashmi, beta. As per Rashmi, it's activity number 3rd, outbound logistic. What other say? So the correct answer is outbound logistic. Okay, सिंपल था बेटा ये. So देखिए बेटा यही कमाल है आपका. पहले अगर आप रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट पढ़ लेते ना, you have a clear cut mindset that which concept will have to be applied in this particular question. You have understood that this is the question related to primary activity application based question. So when you are doing the second reading now, all your second reading are targeted towards identifying the primary activity of Audiotech. So we have inbound logistic data, we have outbound logistic data, we have marketing and sale data also partially. Next point, audio equipment that are required for sale via the company website are transported to Audiotech distribution center. center. The company believes that it can attract more customer by offering quality product at reasonable price. Each unit is tested for quality with a real-time analyzer iPad app and a calibrated microphone to measure how consistently each sound system reproduce various frequencies. Okay, beta. So अब ये जो remaining para है ना बेटा, we will avoid this remaining para because ये question मेरा कई बार देखा हुआ है. This paras are related with requirement part number 2, the concept that is related with chapter number 7, performance, measurement, and evaluation. Okay, so the first activity is inbound logistic. What will be the structure? First of all, we will write the theoretical content. That is inbound logistic is receiving, purchasing, receiving, storing, and distributing the goods to the production department whenever needed. This is the theoretical point. Now in second para, we have to link this theoretical point with audio tech. Okay, so in this particular question, I think it's really uncommon that you know what are the components required to manufacture audio equipment. They have given a certain technical terminologies, materials and equipments. Material and equipment. So in case of Audiotech Limited, materials and equipment will be purchased from a number of suppliers, and this suppliers will deliver this material and components to our company's godown, and there we store them and distribute to the production department whenever they are needed. So you have to use this para while answering part number 1. Operation, you have to simply write operation. It's converting of material and components into audio equipments, converting input into output. Input in this case is material and components, output is audio equipment. So first theoretical point, converting input into output, then you have to write the application part, converting material and components into the audio equipment, that is the finished good. Third, outbound logistic, it's collecting, storing, and transferring the goods to the end consumer. Okay, this is the theoretical point. Now you have to link this point with this. We will collect the audio equipment from the factory through our own truck. This is very, very important point. Through our own truck, and the truck follow the same schedule irrespective of the load they are carrying. Hope you are understanding what is required as SMP beta. It's not a numerical paper. It's not a theoretical paper. It's 85% application based paper. Whatever you have learned, you should be able to apply that knowledge into the particular question. Then only you will fetch the full marks. Okay, beta? Any doubt in this particular question? Yeah, Rashmi, beta, we can write that one in second activity. Yes, because second activity include testing also. Yes, good, beta, Rashmi. Can we move further, beta? Okay. So when you see the study material, beta, it's the over of value chain analysis, but the PDF I have provided you is based on different case studies, case scenario given in the ICI publication through various modes, study material or case study digest, RTP, MTP. In some of the question you require the value chain analysis in trading sector, value chain analysis in the service sector also. I already told you that value chain analysis is equally applicable in manufacturing, trading, and service sector. So the initial few questions we have done is related to manufacturing sector. You will find one of the question that is related with trading sector. Although the meaning of all the 5 primary activities are more or less, but the terminologies will be somewhat different. And there is a question also related to the service sector. So the notes which I have provided you will bifurcate what's the meaning of primary activities in manufacturing sector, trading sector, and service sector. Okay, beta? So it's an assignment for you. Read it out from that PDF. And in case you find any difficulty, we can discuss in the next session. Okay, चलिए अब अपन बढ़ते बेटा नेक्स्ट टॉपिक की तरफ. Give the heading industry structure analysis. Industry structure analysis. Industry structure analysis. Write down the first point. This concept is also known as Porter's 5 4-phase model. Michael Porter 5 4-phase model. Now this is very important, beta. If the question directly communicate that you have to apply the industry structure analysis or you have to apply the Porter 5 4-phase model, then there will be no issue. But the real problem arises when nowhere in the question, neither the word industry structure analysis is given, neither the word Porter 5 4-phase model are given, then how to identify that the question relates to industry structure analysis is very, very important. Please write down second point. If you are having red pen, use that pen, beta, because this is a very important point. Identification of this concept in examination. Please write down. When our client asks us whether he should enter in a particular industry or not, then our decision will be based on Michael Porter 5 4-phase model. Okay, beta, this is very, very important. If the words industry structure analysis, if the word Michael Porter 5 4-phase model are not given in the question, and then how a student can identify that the concept of Michael Porter 5 4-phase model are applicable. We have written that down. that if the client asks us, he wants to enter into an industry, whether that industry is attractive or not, the decision will be based on Michael Porter 5 forces model. Okay, beta. So what this model is, whenever my client wants to enter in an industry, he asks me whether that industry is attractive to the client or not. Then on which basis we will decide? We will decide on the basis of Michael Porter 5 forces model. There are 5 points on which we will evaluate our client entry into that particular industry. Our client entry into that particular industry. If the majority of the points are in favor of our client, we should say yes, the client should enter into the industry. But if the majority of the point, that is out of the 5 points, majority of the points are not in favor of our client, then we will refrain our client to enter in that particular industry. So Michael Porter has given 5 points based on which we have to check whether the industry is attractive to our client or not. The first point is threat of new entrant, bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, threat of substitute product or services, and the last one is rivalry among existing competitors. So based on this 5 points, we will evaluate whether it is an attractive one or not. And if majority of the points are attractive, our client will enter into this industry. If majority of the points are not attractive, we will say no to our client to enter into this particular industry. क्लियर है बेटा, कंसेप्ट क्लियर है? कब एप्लीकेबल होगा? जब भी हमारे क्लाइंट हमें बोलता है कि क्या उसे इस इंडस्ट्री में एंटर करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, तो हमारा जो डिसीजन होगा that will be based on the 5 points. So let's start one by one. Bargaining power of buyer. It's a very logical point, beta. No need to read out from the study material. Just we will discuss. Just tell me, beta. If the industry is having high bargaining power of buyer, whether it is attractive for a company to enter into that industry, क्या मेरे क्लाइंट को उस इंडस्ट्री में जाना चाहिए? If the bargaining power of buyer is on the higher side, then whether my client will enter into that industry, it will be beneficial for him or not. What do you say about bargaining power of buyer is even the higher side, whether it is attractive for our client to enter? No, it will not be attractive. So the first step is we will check whether the bargaining power of buyer is on the higher side. If it is the higher side, the first point will not go in favor of entering into that industry. What we require, the bargaining power to be the moderate or on the lower side. Now, a very, very important question arises. For how we will decide whether the bargaining power is on the higher side or on the lower side. So it is given in the study material, but please refer to this. If the buyers are concentrated, or when the volume purchased by buyer is on the higher side, then we will say the bargaining power of buyer are on the higher side. When the buyer are concentrated, what do you mean by concentrated? Few customers are there which purchase majority of the goods from the market. The buyers are concentrated. मतलब आपस में 2, 5, 10 बायर है, वो concentrated buyer है, small group of number of person who are usually buying majority of the goods from the market. In such situation, the buyers have a high bargaining power. Second point, large volume are being purchased by the buyer. Whenever the large volume is purchased, definitely the bargaining power of the buyer is on the higher side. One more example is given. If large companies such as Reliance, Tata is purchasing from a new startup or from a low volume company, then definitely the bargaining power of the buyer is on the higher side. So the first point, if the bargaining power of buyer is low or moderate, then it will be attractive to our client to enter into that industry. But if it is on the higher side, we will not recommend our client to enter into that industry. First point, beta. Second point, bargaining power of supplier. Similar way, bargaining power of supplier. क्या मतलब है bargaining power of supplier का? If the bargaining power of supplier is high, definitely it will not be an attractive industry to us. What we require again, the bargaining power of supplier should be moderate or on the lower side. Now once again the same question beta, how we can decide whether the bargaining power of supplier is on the higher side? When the input supplied is not replaceable, or when an alternate input is not available. When there are only few suppliers in the market, 2 or 3 suppliers in the market, definitely suppliers have the high bargaining power. But when the suppliers are 5, 10, 15, 20 in a particular city, then definitely the customer has a choice to buy from any of the supplier. They get the same quality product, but because of competition among the supplier, ultimately the king will be the consumer. So if there are very few suppliers, definitely the supplier will have the bargaining power on the higher side. Such industries are not recommended for our client to enter. So the first one, bargaining power of customer. The second one, bargaining power of supplier. Third point, threat of substitute product or services. When multiple and close substitutes are available in the market for a particular product, customers are likely to switch supplier easily. Do you agree, beta? If there are close substitute or product available in the market, customers are likely to switch suppliers easily. So what market you require to enter into that industry, whether there should be a close substitute or not to enter into that particular industry. What do you think, beta? There should there be close substitute available so that we can enter into that industry? Yes or no? We want moderate or low bargaining power of supplier and customer. Definitely, we do not want very close substitute, because if close substitute are available, then a minute increase in the sale price or a minute defect in the quality will switch my customer to my competitor. So I want those industry in which although substitute are there, but consumer is not readily available to switch from one company to another because of that substitute. Close substitute means there is no difference in quality of output or the services the product can deliver. Okay, beta. The fourth point, threat of new entrant. Threat of new entrant. If the entry to an industry is very easy, it means competition among the companies is bound to increase. If the competition are there, then definitely new players which are entering into the market will face much difficulty to survive in that market. So the tougher the entry in that particular industry is the better for the existing company, because higher the restriction in the entry into that industry, definitely the competition will be less. If the competition is less, definitely the existing company can sell product there at a reasonable profit margin. Tell me, beta, whether the aviation factor or the telecommunication factor, whether the entries are tough or easy. Please think about it before answering me, beta. Aviation factor or the telecommunication factor, whether the entry is easy or tough. whether anyone can enter into such industry, aviation industry or the telecommunication industry? Tough, very tough, because lots of licensing requirement are there, lots of capital are required. Then only you can enter. Lot of manpower, skilled manpower are needed in the aviation industry or the telecommunication industry or the power segment industry. So it's a boom for the aviation industry since the entry is tough. Therefore, very few companies will enter into this market. So there will be less competition as compared to the other industry. Okay, beta. So I require those industry where the entry is tough. Entry can be tough because of huge capital investment. The profit will appear only after a period of 5-10 years, such as in the power sector. Tremendous amount of skilled manpower are needed. Then only we can survive in this industry. All this condition will promote that the entry is tough. So therefore, the existing company can easily earn a reasonable profit on their investment. So the first point is bargaining power of supplier, bargaining power of customer, availability of slow substitute. The next point is entry, new entrant. And the last point is intensity of competition rivalry among firms. It means एक कंपनी ने अगर अपने प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस कम कर दिया ना, अदर कंपनीज हैव नो ऑप्शन टू रिड्यूस देयर प्राइस. Then we can say here the intensity of competition rivalry among the firm is on the higher side. It means the survival in such type of industry is very tough for a new company who want to enter in such industry. Competition is desirable, but what is required? Intensity of competition rivalry among firm. अगर मैं अपना प्रोडक्ट बेचने के लिए कोई भी प्राइस कोट कर दूं ताकि वो कस्टमर मेरे कॉम्पिटिटर से प्रोडक्ट परचेस ना करे, then I can say that the rivalry is very much there. There is no scope for earning the profit by entering into such industry. So no, we are not saying that competition is not desirable. Healthy competition should be there. You should also earn a reasonable profit. I should also earn a reasonable profit. The winner will be whoever is providing the reasonable price product of reasonable quality. But in case of rivalry, only because my customer will go to your company, that's why I'm selling the product at more or less at my cost, then it can say the rivalry is on the higher side. Therefore, this industry is not recommended for my client. Okay, beta? Based on this 5 point, we will check whether the industry is suitable to our client or not. Okay, beta? तो अब एक काम करें आप, now take a break of 10 minutes. After that, we will start a question on this point, Porter 5 forces model, and then we will move to the last topic, a very, very important topic, competitive advantage, the most important topic of this particular chapter, chapter number 1, Introduction to Strategic Cost Management. Okay, beta? It's 19:27 in my watch. Okay, so we will meet sharp at 19:37 with a question, with a case scenario on this particular concept, Porter 5 forces 1. Okay, beta? So 10 minutes break is there. Nishak bhai, please give a break. चलिए बेटा, so let's start a question on Porter 545 मॉडल. So total 5 पॉइंट्स पे हमें इवेल्युएट करना है. फेवर में अगर ज्यादा पॉइंट्स आएंगे तो डेफिनेटली हम रिकमेंड करेंगे आवर क्लाइंट टू एंटर इनटू दैट इंडस्ट्री. If majority of the points are not in favor of our client, then definitely we will not recommend our client to enter into that particular industry. We require low to moderate bargaining power of buyer. We require low to moderate bargaining power of supplier. Substitute can be there, but if there are close substitute available, a consumer having enough knowledge of all the close substitute available in the market, and definitely survival will be the toughest in that industry. We will not recommend. Next point will be the new entrant. If the new entrant entry is tough, definitely the existing companies in that particular industry will be able to earn a reasonable amount of profit. And the last one will be rivalry among firms. We are not saying that there should be no competition. If there is even a healthy competition, then it doesn't matter. But if the intensified rivalry is there among the existing competitor, then definitely no one will earn a profit. Then it's not better to enter into a new industry. Okay, beta. So let's start a question given the study material itself. And please open page number 13 of study material. Page number 13, 1-3 of study material. First of all, beta, the requirement part will provide the concept that will be applicable in this particular question. Okay, so let's read out the requirement part. Assess whether the company should join the paper tube market as a performance improvement strategy. Till now, beta, we have done 3 to 4 questions, 1 or 2 questions in the earlier session, 2 or 3 questions in current session. In all such questions, the concept that is applicable is clearly given in the requirement part. But this is the very first question in which nowhere in the requirement part it is mentioned that which concept we have to apply to solve this requirement part. Okay, so I have already noted down that whenever the requirement part states that we have to check on our own that whether a client is allowed to enter into that particular industry or not. If the decision is related to whether my client will enter into that particular industry or not, the only concept that is available in your complete paper number 5 is Porter 546 model. Okay, beta. So whether my client should join this particular tube market or not. So they are asking me whether my client should join a new particular market or not. So that will be based, my decision will be based on Porter 546 model. Okay, beta. So I'm giving you some time, 3 to 5 minutes to read out the very first reading. We called it as newspaper reading. And then once the time period is over of 3 to 5 minutes, we will combinedly discuss each and every para, and our mindset will be identifying all the content into those 5 points: bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, threat of close substitute, new entrant, and last one is intensity of competition rivalry among the existing firm. Okay, beta. So I'm giving you 3 to 5 minutes to have a newspaper reading of this particular question, and then we will start discussing by reading each and every line. Okay, beta. So 3 to 5 minutes are available with you. Can I start, beta? Have you make a newspaper reading of that particular question? Can we start detailed reading of that question? Yes or no? If your reading is over, beta, please inform me so that we can do the interpretation reading. Okay, completed? Okay, beta, let's start. So objective is clear by requirement part that we have to apply the 4-5 model given by the Michael Porter. Bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, threat of close substitute, new entrant, and intensity of competition rivalry among the firm. Okay, so let's start. The name of my client is WDG. It is a family-owned business. The family own 80% of the share, and the remaining 20% share are held by fixed non-family shareholder. So client name is WDG. Majority of the holding are family owned, while there are just fixed shareholder who are not related with the family. Percentage wise, they are 20% of shares. It manufactures, we currently manufacture cardboard boxes for customer, which are mainly manufacturer of shoes, cloth, and crackers. So the current product of our company WG is cardboard boxes. And who are the customer? Customers are the manufacturer of shoes, manufacturer of cloth, cracker. They require the boxes for packaging. So we sold the cardboard boxes to them. Now the board is considering to join the paper tube market as well. Please be very clear, beta. Na? The existing product is cardboard boxes. Okay. Now the board of directors is planning to enter a new industry known as paper tube market. Paper tube, also known as cardboard tube. It's the cardboard boxes. It's the cardboard tube, are cylindrical shaped components that are made with cardboard. The new product can be used for a wide range of function. The new product, intentionally, I'm not reading the word paper tube. I'm intentionally substituting it with a new product. It will give more clarity to me. Okay. The new product are usually ordered in bulk by many industry that rely paper tube, including food processing, shipping, and the postal services, automotive, material handling, textile, pulp, and paper packaging and art, etc. Okay. So what are the details? The first detail is the name of the company is WDG. Second detail, it's 80% of the shares are held by the family. 20% shares are held by non-fixed family members. Currently, the product is cardboard boxes. Customers are manufacturer of shoes, cloth, and cracker. Now we want to enter into an altogether different industry, that is cardboard tubes made up of paper tubes. Paper tubes are used for a wide range of function. They are usually ordered in bulk by many industry. अब जो इनको हम बेचेंगे, who are our customer for this new product? They are food processing industry, shipping and postal service, automotive manufacturing, material handling, textile, pulp and paper, packaging and art. Okay, till now, beta, my first question to you is, we have to apply the Michael Porter 5 forces model. ये जो मैं ब्रैकेट में दिया हूं ना, बताइए इनमें से कौन सी इंफॉर्मेशन हमारे लिए यूजफुल है in that 5 forces model given by the Michael Porter. और मुझे बताइएगा वो बार्गेनिंग पावर ऑफ सप्लायर में काम आएगी, बायर में काम आएगी, थ्रेट ऑफ क्लोज सब्स्टिट्यूट में काम आएगा, आपका न्यू एंट्रेंट में काम आएगा, या इंटेंसिटी ऑफ कंपटीशन राइवलरी अमंग फर्म में काम आएगा. ये जो डिटेल मैंने फिर से मार्क कर रहा हूं, यहां से यहां तक कौन सी ऐसी डिटेल है, एक सिंगल डिटेल ही है जो मेरे लिए यूजफुल होगी इन दो 5 forces model. I am waiting for your answer, beta. substitute threat. No, beta, I don't think, Avija, that is a point in those paragraphs, beta. I don't think so. Because substitute can be when the same customer takes the another product. The customer are totally different. Existing product are the manufacturer of shoes, cloth, and crackers, while the new customer of new industry are totally different, beta. Okay, the second point I can take, beta, bargaining power of customer. Dhara, beta, there is no point here which indicate intensity of competition among the firm. The industry given is not the competitor. They are our customer. Our customer is located in different industry. So two students have given me the correct answer. The first one is Avija and the second one is Jishnu. And the point is bargaining power of buyer. A very important point is given here. Customer usually ordered in bulk. Whenever customer have a tendency to order in bulk, their bargaining power is on the higher side because they want the product in bulk quantity. So definitely the bargaining power of the customer will be high in this case. So we have got the very first point. Since the new product industry is having those customers who are ordering the product in bulk, therefore bargaining power of the supplier will be on the higher side. Okay, beta, clear hai wala point sabhi ko? Okay, bargaining power higher side pe beta na, because they are buying the product in bulk. Okay, the information about paper tube is as follows. The paper tubes are made in machines of different size. The lowest cost machine is of 1,89,000, including GST at the rate 5%, and only one operator is required to run this machine. 2 days training program is required to enable untrained person to run such a machine efficiently and effectively. A special paper is used in making paper tube, and this paper remains in short supply. Okay, the first point is जो पेपर ट्यूब जो हम नई इंडस्ट्री में जाना चाहते हैं आर मेड इन मशीन्स ऑफ डिफरेंट साइज. जो लोएस्ट जो चीपेस्ट मशीन है दैट इज अवेलेबल अप्रोक्सीमेटली एट 2 लाख रुपी, एंड ओनली वन ऑपरेटर इज रिक्वायर्ड टू रन द मशीन. इफ द ऑपरेटर इज नॉट ट्रेन, a 2 days training program is available in which that operator will be trained how to use the machine to manufacture the paper tube. A special paper is required in making the paper tube, and this paper remains in short supply. So once again, the same question from my side, from point number 1, which point is relatable? Bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, threat of close substitute, new entrant, and intensity of rivalry among the firm. And I am giving you the hint, beta. There are 2 points among those 5 points which are covered in point number 1. Already we have covered that since the customer is ordering in bulk, therefore the buying power of buyer is on the higher side. Now, based on point number 1, you can decide 2 points out of those 5 points. Take your time. I am giving you the time, beta. Once you are confirmed with your answer, please communicate to me. We can check whether you are going in a proper way or not. So point number 1 will cover in which point? Okay, Isha have already answered. Aniket have also answered. Avijao. Okay, beta. So 3 students have answered till now. I'm waiting for some more answers. It's 2nd and 4th as per Jishnu. Okay. Okay, beta. Kanimoji. Preeti Das. Okay, very good. Dharasha. Okay, beta. All the students have given me the correct answer. So this point number 1 will cover 2 points out of those 5 points. Since the machinery is The capital cost of the machinery is very nominal, 2 lakh rupee. So new entry is relatively easier. So this is the fourth point. Difficulty of new entrant. There is no difficulty of new entrant. Anyone can come in this industry because it's not a capital intensive industry. Only 2 lakh rupee machinery are required. Second negative point is regarding the new entrant. Not skillful labor are required. Only one operator is required, and then operator can be trained even in 2 days itself. So these are the both the negative point for new entrant. Anyone can enter in this industry with a nominal capital of 2 lakh rupee, and there is no skill labor force required. Only single operator is required, and that operator, if it is untrained, 2 days training will make that operator trained to operate that specific machine. So regarding difficulty of new entrant, it's not in favor because anyone can come, and if the entry is relatively so easy, then definitely competition will be on the higher side. And this point, a special paper is used in making the paper and which remains in short supply. So this is the point of bargaining power of supplier. In this particular case, since the material demand is more than its supply, and therefore the supplier will have a high bargaining power. So till now, beta, in this page number 13, we have got 3 points. Since the customer will order in bulk, therefore bargaining power of buyer is on the higher side. Since the capital required is very nominal and also no skillful labor are required, therefore the entry is relatively easy, which will also be a negative for my client. And the third point, since the material is in short supply, the bargaining of power of the supplier is on the higher side. So till now, out of 5 points, there are 3 points we have covered, and no single point will assure us that yes, the client should enter into this new market of paper tube. Okay, reading further, beta. Second point. Presently, 5 major manufacturers of paper tube have a total market share of 75%. So in the industry, there are many players, but the 5 major players in this industry are having 75%, offer product ranges which are similar in size and quality. The market leader currently has 24% share, and the remaining 4 competitors holds an average 12.75% share. The annual market growth is 3% per annum during recent year. So right now there are 5 major players who are holding 75%. This is very important. Offer product ranges which are similar in size and quality. The market leader is having 24% share, while the remaining is having 12.75% share. The annual market is growing just at a rate of 3% per annum during the recent year. What's your view in that, beta? Which of the 5 points will be covered through point number 2? I'm waiting for your answer. Okay, Rahul Patel and Jishnu have given me point number 5, that is intensity of competition rivalry among the firm. Okay. Again, there are 2 points which can be covered in 2 points of those 5 points given in 5 4 मॉडल बेटा. तो सेकंड पॉइंट में भी बेटा 2 पॉइंट ऐसे हैं जो अलग अलग पॉइंट को डिनोट करते हैं आउट ऑफ दो 5. Manoj Kumar, threat of new entrance is not there, beta. No, that is not the point. Okay, Preeti Das has given me both the answer correct. Okay, so the first answer given by the majority of the student is point number 5, intensity of competition. The intensity of competition will be higher because the growth rate is just 3%. So no company wants their customer to switch to their competitor because the growth is just 3%. So there will be intensity of competition rivalry among the firm. And the second point is all the 5 major competitor products are similar in size and quality. It means we can also cover this point on threat of close substitute. because all the 5 major competitors are offering such products which are similar in size and quality. So similar in size and quality can be covered in thread of close substitute. Clear है बेटा? बड़े आगे अपन चलिए नेक्स्ट पैरा. A current report insight on global activities of foreign based MNC released the news that now MNC are planning to expand their packaging operation in overseas market by installing automated machine to produce paper tubes of any size. So this point will also be covered in point number 5. Not only when you enter in this industry, 5 major players are waiting for you, but also MNCs are now also entering into the paper tube market. They are using automated machine to produce any size of paper tube. So point number 3 will also be covered in point number 5, intensity of rivalry among the firm. Okay, so this point is also in non-favor of entering into that industry. Now the last point, point number 5. Another company, HEG, manufacture a small, however increasing range of plastic tube, which are capable of housing small products such as foil and paper-based products. Currently, these tubes are on average 15% more costly than the equivalent size paper tube. हम जिस इंडस्ट्री में एंटर करना चाहते हैं वो है पेपर ट्यूब, लेकिन एक कंपनी है HEG जो प्लास्टिक ट्यूब बना रही है जो मल्टीपल टाइम हम उसको यूज कर सकते हैं. बताइए बेटा, ये जो पॉइंट नंबर 4 है ये कौन से पॉइंट पे आप कवर करेंगे आउट ऑफ दैट 5th पॉइंट? टेक योर टाइम एंड देन ओनली आंसर. डोंट आंसर इन अ हरी. ओके, राहुल पटेल. Other student, beta, please answer. Point number 4 will be covered in which of the 5 forces model? Okay, beta. It will be covered in the substitute product because you are in the manufacturing of plastic paper tube. A new company known as HEG, although it is a costlier plastic tube, but the advantage is it can be reusable multiple times, while the plastic tube has not much durability as compared to a plastic tube. Okay, beta. Chal. Point has been raised by Avija for it is not a substitute. No, beta, it can be a substitute. For hard book reader, ebook can be a substitute. It's not necessary that the substitute should belong to the same industry. If it can be interchangeable, then it's a close substitute. Okay. Such as for DTH operators, the OTT platform are the close substitute. So it's not necessary that the substitute product should be from the same industry. If it has the capability to alter the customer choice, then it will be a close substitute, whether from the same industry or from the other industry. Okay, beta? So very good question, because nothing in the question it is mentioned which concept will be applicable in this particular question. Okay, beta? So very, very good question. Take this question as an important one for examination. Whenever I say important one, it doesn't mean that it is coming in your examination. Important one means it is the question which require some extra skill so that student can score the mark. The first and foremost skill required in this particular question is how to identify the concept applicable in this particular question. And the requirement part alone indicates that the client wants to enter into new industry, and the only concept that is available in your syllabus regarding this is Michael Porter 5 forces model. Okay, beta. Now a very, very important topic in this particular chapter, that is competitive advantage. Please open page number 17. Competitive advantage. स्टार्ट करें बेटा टॉपिक, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक ऑफ दिस चैप्टर, चैप्टर नंबर 1। यह जो टॉपिक है, दिस इज नॉट ओनली इंपॉर्टेंट इन चैप्टर नंबर 1, बट दिस टॉपिक ऑल्सो अप्लाइज इन द रिमेनिंग 10 चैप्टर्स। सो ये जो कंसेप्ट है, इसका कुछ ना कुछ पोर्शन आपको दूसरे चैप्टर्स में भी यूजफुल होगा। सो प्लीज बी वेरी अटेंटिव ड्यूरिंग द नेक्स्ट 50 odd minutes, है ना। सुपीरियर परफॉर्मेंस एंड कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज। The very first point, what do you do to survive in a competition? If I want to survive in a competition, what are the basic ingredients that should I follow? First of all, I should supply that product which customer wants. If I am unable to supply that product quality which customer wants, since due to intensified competition right now, the customer can easily switch to my competitor. So in order to survive in the competition, first of all, whatever customer wants, I am in a position to deliver such quality, timely delivery to the customer. And second point, I have to survive the competition. Competition means marketing skill, product timely availability, knowing your competitor, what special features they are offering to the customer, so that I can also incorporate that one, so that I can retain my customer. So two things are required in order to survive a competition. The first one is they must supply what the customer wants to buy. And second, they must survive the competition. Okay, now the heading is superior performance and competitive advantage. So the word important is, what do you mean by competitive advantage? The Michael Porter in his book in the year 1985 has provided us 3 generic strategy. I am repeating this word, beta. This is very important because might be in the requirement part, only this hint is available, the generic strategy. So Michael Porter has provided 3 generic strategy through which we can exploit the competitive advantage. The first 2 are the broader one. The first competitive advantage generic strategy suggested by Michael Porter is product differentiation. The second one is low cost advantage. The third one is focused strategy. Can you please repeat with me, beta? These are the very, very important keywords. As per Michael Porter, how many generic strategies are there for competitive advantage? There are 3 generic strategies for competitive advantage. The first 2 one are the broader one. Name them. The first one is product differentiation. The second one is low cost advantage. And the third one is focused strategy. Okay. First of all, we will deal with the broader concept, that is the product differentiation, and the second one, low cost advantage. Please write down, beta, in your copy. Superior performance and competitive advantage. Please give the heading. Superior performance and competitive advantage. Write down the very first point. In order to survive in an industry, comma, the organization must fulfill the following 2 conditions. The organization must fulfill the following 2 conditions. Next line. Condition number 1. Write down point number 1. Company must fulfill the want of customer. Company must fulfill the want of customer regarding the quality, regarding the quality, comma, timely availability, comma, service, after sale service, etc. Next point number 2, इसी में बेटा condition number 1 हो गया. Condition number 2, the organization must survive the competition. The organization must survive the competition. Write down second main point. This is very, very important point. Write down through red pen, beta na. This is very, very important point. Michael Porter has suggested 3 generic, GENERIC, 3 generic strategy. Michael Porter has suggested 3 generic strategy. Write down in inverted comma 3 generic strategy. इसको inverted comma लिख दीजिए बेटा. Michael Porter has suggested 3 generic strategy to achieve competitive advantage. नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखिए बेटा. पहला स्ट्रेटेजी नंबर 1, डिफरेंशियल एडवांटेज. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, स्ट्रेटेजी नंबर 2, लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज. Third point, third strategy, focused strategy. Focused, FOCUSED, focused strategy. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है बेटा ना. और दो टेक्निकल वर्ड्स है. 3 generic strategy suggested by Michael Porter to gain competitive advantage. The first one is differential advantage, low cost advantage, and the third one is focused strategy. So let's complete the first broader 2-1 and then we will move towards the focused strategy. ध्यान दीजिएगा बेटा. Differential advantage, also known as product differentiation advantage. Can you tell me the most important word in this first or second line? I am reading this line. Tell me the most important single word. It occurs when customer perceives that a business unit product offering is of higher quality, involve few risks, and outperform product offered by competitors. The most important single word in this line. I am waiting for your answer बेटा. मुझे बताइए इस 2 लाइन में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड क्या है? It occurs when customer perceives that a business unit product offering is of higher quality, involve few risks, outperform product offered by competitor. सिंगल वर्ड है बेटा, सिंगल वर्ड है वो. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड इज कस्टमर. देखिए 2 चीजें होती है. एक होती है फ्रॉम द व्यू पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सेकंड होता है फ्रॉम द व्यू पॉइंट ऑफ कस्टमर. व्यू पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कोई मतलब नहीं है जब हम प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन स्ट्रेटेजी फाइंड आउट करते हैं. इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट किसे लगना चाहिए? कस्टमर को लगना चाहिए कि कंपनी का जो प्रोडक्ट है इज ऑफ हायर क्वालिटी, कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट में लो रिस्क है, एंड कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट कॉम्पिटिटर को आउट परफॉर्म कर जाता है. किसे लगना चाहिए? कस्टमर को लगना चाहिए. तब जाके मैं बोलूंगा यस आई एम एंजॉयिंग द बेनिफिट, द कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज ऑफ प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन. ओके, व्हेन कस्टमर परसीव्स, कस्टमर perceives that the company's product is of higher quality, involve less risk, and outperform its competitor, then we are said to be having competitive advantage in the form of product differentiation. क्लियर है बेटा? चलिए तो अंडरलाइन कर दीजिए इस पॉइंट को आप, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. कस्टमर वाला जो पॉइंट है ना, कस्टमर वाला जो वर्ड है, इसको आप अंडरलाइन कर दीजिए, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड. The same meaning in different words. When my product quality, when my innovation, when my customer responsiveness is superior as perceived by the customer, then I am said to be having competitive advantage. तो जो ऊपर तीन बातें बोली गई थी ना बेटा, हायर क्वालिटी, लोअर रिस्क एंड आउट परफॉर्म, उसी को दूसरे वर्ड्स में बोला गया. When the customer perceive that the company product is of superior quality, superior innovation, and superior customer responsiveness, then we are said to be having product differential advantage. ठीक है बेटा? Can you name me few companies which are enjoying the product differential advantage as compared to their competitor, peer competitor, in case of superior quality, or in case of superior innovation, or in case of superior customer responsiveness? One or two companies. Aniket, I am not getting your query, beta. I didn't get your query. What customer perceive means? कस्टमर को ये लगना चाहिए बेटा कि कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट बेटर क्वालिटी का है एज कंपेयर टू कॉम्पिटिटर, कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट ज्यादा इनोवेटिव है एज कंपेयर टू कॉम्पिटिटर, कंपनी का जो सर्विस रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस है वो ज्यादा बेटर है एज कंपेयर टू कॉम्पिटिटर. कस्टमर को लगना चाहिए, कस्टमर परसीव. ओके निकेत? ओके बेटा, डेफिनेटली वन प्लस को राहुल मैं यहां पे नहीं लेना चाहूंगा बेटा, बिकॉज वन प्लस फ्रॉम माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन इज नॉट ऑफ सुपीरियर क्वालिटी और हैविंग इनोवेशन और कस्टमर सर्विस में. हाँ, लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज उसके बाद जरूर है कि जो प्रोडक्ट 60-70,000 में आता है वही वो क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट 40,000 में देता है, बट प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं है. उसके पास कोई ऐसी सुपीरियर क्वालिटी नहीं है, उसके पास ऐसा कोई ब्रांड इमेज नहीं है जिससे कस्टमर बोले नहीं ये अपने कॉम्पिटिटर को आउटफोर्स करता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ सुपीरियर क्वालिटी, इन टर्म्स ऑफ इनोवेशन एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ कस्टमर रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस. वो कम प्राइस पे दे रहा है, इट डजंट मीन उसके बाद प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन है. वो हम लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज में कवर करेंगे. तो अनडाउटेडली बेटा यहां पे हम सैमसंग एप्पल जो फोन है, आईफोन जो है, अनडाउटेडली द विनर है अमॉन्ग द टेलीकम्युनिकेशन सेक्टर. Definitely all the user believe that Apple phone, iPhone have superior quality, have low risk, they are innovative product and their customer responsiveness is super. Second आप ले सकते हो बेटा, अगर अपन अकोमोडेशन में जाए, टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री में जाए, तो टाटा का जो ब्रांड है ना, ताज जो ब्रांड है, undoubtedly it is enjoying the product differential advantage because the guests perceived that the whatever services are being offered by the Taj group is of better quality, is of they are having innovative electronic product in the room or in the hotel, and their customer responsiveness is undoubtedly super. Okay beta, so you can write down the undisputed leader here in your copy. Product differentiation examples. Product differentiation examples: iPhone. Second, Taj Hotels. Abhija, DMart is not enjoying the product differential advantage, beta na. No customer will say that DMart will having the superior quality of product or the superior innovative product or the DMart product, whatever product DMart is selling is having the low risk. I don't think it has a differential product differential advantage, beta na. Although it may have the low cost advantage, but not the product differential advantage. Product differential advantage में सिर्फ ब्रांड नेम होना काफी नहीं है बेटा ना. ब्रांड नेम इस प्रकार का होना चाहिए कि कस्टमर को परसीव हो, कस्टमर को लगता है कि ये कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट बेटर क्वालिटी का है, लो रिस्क है, सुपीरियर इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट है, टेक्नोलॉजिकल उसमें एडवांसमेंट है, और customer service में superb है, then only we can say the company is enjoying the product differential advantage. Okay, beta. So whether such companies charge premium because they are having the product differential advantage, yes or no? Whether such companies are charging premium price for their product because customer perceived that they are having the product differential advantage? Yes, definitely. iPhone, Taj Group of Hotel are enjoying the premium pricing over their competitor because customer perceives that their product is having the product differential advantage. Okay, beta. So this is very, very important from application viewpoint, how a company can generate differential advantage of competitive advantage. Some examples are being given by the institute. The first one is producing product which are superior to competitor by virtue of design, know-how, performance, providing excellent after sale service, expanding the product range, more the number of product you are selling, definitely the customer will treat you as a product advantageous, क्योंकि एक ही जगह फिर उसको पूरे प्रोडक्ट मिल जाते हैं. Superior packaging of the product, making brand strength. So single point is not enough. You have to be if you want to be a product differential advantage, minimum you should cover 2 points. Either your product should be of superior quality, involve low risk, technological advancement is there, or your superb customer after sale service support is there, then only you are set to be having the product differential advantage. Okay, beta. So 3 generic cost strategies has been suggested by Michael Porter. We have just completed the very first generic cost strategy, that is the product differential advantage of competitive advantage. Okay, beta. Second point, low cost advantage. It's very simple. When as compared to my competitor, as compared to the industry player, the average cost of producing that product is lower than that of the industry cost, then I am set to be having the low cost advantage. वही प्रोडक्ट, वही क्वालिटी, वही सर्विस इंडस्ट्री को मान के चलिए 120 रुपये में पड़ती है, और वही प्रोडक्ट, वही क्वालिटी सर्विस मुझे 115 में पड़ती है, then I am saving to be a low cost advantage. In low cost advantage, I am not saying that the quality should be the inferior. The same quality product as compared to the competitor. Competitor के पास बस एक ही डिसएडवांटेज है, मैं जितने में वो प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस डिलीवर कर पाता हूं उससे ज्यादा में अगर इंडस्ट्री इस प्रोडक्ट को बनाती है, then I am having to be a low cost advantage, cost leadership advantage. Can you give me beta 1 or 2 company, undisputed company, which are enjoying the low cost advantage? They are providing the same product or quality, although not superior quality, although not innovative product, but comparable quality as compared to the other, but they are having the low cost advantage, due to which they can offer their product of the same quality oblique services at a low price to the final consumer. लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज बेटा इंडस्ट्री में जितने में कर रहा है उससे कम में मैं वो कर पा रहा हूं. आई वांट अनडिस्प्यूटेड वन बेटा ना. I can say the best example as per my opinion is DMart. There are different players. Best Price is there, Walmart is there, Flipkart Wholesale Bazaar is there, Reliance Fresh is there, Smart Buy is there. Different players are there, but the same quality product, the same brand product, the price at which DMart is offering, no other player can offer the same. So DMart not only have the brand image of having a wide range of product available in a single premises, but they are offering the same product at a low prices as compared to their peer competitor. So definitely, and DMart right from the first day is a very is a profitable company. So undoubtedly, from my opinion, beta, DMart will be the best example for low cost advantage. Okay. Other name can also be there. I don't say that this is the only example, but the undisputed example I've seen in the industry is DMart. Okay, beta. Now there are some disadvantages associated with low cost advantage. A disadvantage of this strategy is that competitor might find a way to lower their cost as well. आज नहीं तो कल मार्केट में चीज आउट हो जाएगी कि डीमार्ट का जो प्रोसेस है वो किस प्रकार से ऑपरेट करता है ताकि वही प्रोडक्ट वो कम प्राइस पर दे पा रहा है. सो इन द नियर फ्यूचर, इन say 1 year or 2 year, when the same thing applied by different company, they will also be able to reduce their cost. So the disadvantages of having the low cost advantage of competitive advantage is that competitor can also lower their cost by following your strategy. Okay. The second point is, although remote point, in order to reduce our cost, we might compromise on quality. But I already told you, beta, if you are providing lower quality to your customer and thereafter you are getting lower cost, it's of no use. The important point is, in low cost advantage, you are offering the same quality product, but you are manufacturing the product at a lower price as compared to the industry cost. Then only you are having the low cost advantage. So the main disadvantage is the process will, in the near future, when revealed in the industry, definitely other company will also the same. So when other company will also copy your idea, then you will not be having the low cost advantage permanently. So temporarily you are having, but permanently you can't. So again, some points are given here which suggest you how you can achieve the low cost advantage. Company can reduce the cost by copying rather than creating or designing the product, because designing or creating the product require R&D. Not all the R&D will be successful. So better, if you want to enjoy the low cost advantage, you can be copy the existing design, somewhat modify it due to the patent restriction, and thereafter implement in your product. Use a cheaper material, not cheap quality material. Use a cheaper material and other cheaper resources, reducing labor cost and increasing labor productivity. Okay. Use high volume purchasing to get discount for bulk purchases. Locating in area where cost advantage exists or government support is possible. Suppose I am the manufacturer of sugar. So better my factory should be located near the farms of the sugar cane so that the transportation cost can be lower. There are many government schemes which promote that if you establish industry in a particular area, you will be provided a concessional rate on the allotment of land. You will be given concessional rate of electricity, and different government incentives will be provided if the industry is located in the area specified by the government. Okay, beta. So I'm giving you some 5 minutes to read out this content from the study material regarding the differential advantage and the low cost advantage. In case you are having any doubt, you can ask me right now, beta. I'm giving you 5 minutes to read out this content. These are the 2 generic strategy out of the 3 generic strategy suggested by Michael Porter. A very, very, very important topic है ना. जब इसका भी अपन application देखेंगे, that is the most important one, beta. Now, reading the theoretical part is somewhat easier, but you will enjoy when this theoretical part will be applied in a particular case study or case scenario. So I'm giving complete 5 minutes. Please be very careful while reading those 2 pages, page number 1.18 and 1.19. In case you are having any doubt, you are free to ask that doubt after the end of 5 minutes. So 5 minutes are available with you. Please read out all the content very carefully, beta, because the next case study we are solving require the application part. One student wants a clarification that in product differentiation concept. Just a minute. One student wants a clarification that for in product differentiation concept, it is better quality product at same price. No, beta. It's a better quality product as that of competitor, but at a higher price. Customer is ready to pay for that premium. We have taken the undisputed example of iPhone. Okay. Customer knows that it is of superior quality, have low risk technological advancement is there. So they're ready to pay a premium. In product differentiation, customer is ready to pay a premium because they are getting more better quality. They are getting more technological advancement in their product. While in cost differential advantage, the first and foremost thing is the quality should be at par. The same quality product, the market is manufacturing at somewhat higher prices, but you are having the advantage of manufacturing the same quality product at low prices. Okay, beta, clear hai? Kanimoji, sorry beta if I mispronounce your name. बड़े बेटा आगे अब अपन चलिए तो 3 generic cost strategy थी. The first one is differential advantage. The second one is low cost advantage. Okay. Now the focused strategy. Please listen very carefully, beta. It's very simple. The focused strategy. If I talk in Hindi ना, अपने आप को छोटे से दायरे में रखना, अपने आप को छोटे से दायरे में रखना, चाहे आप प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन की बात करते हैं या आप लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज की बात करते हैं. इफ यू refrain from expanding yourself, if you want to contain yourself in a small way, then that is known as focused cost strategy. The third generic strategy. क्या टेक्निकल टर्म्स है बेटा, ध्यान दीजिएगा. अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर बायर ग्रुप के लिए, प्लीज रिपीट विथ मी बेटा, अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर बायर ग्रुप के लिए, अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट लाइन के लिए, अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर जियोग्राफिकल मार्केट में ही प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन या लो कॉस्ट लीडरशिप अचीव करना चाहते हैं, देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज फोकस्ड स्ट्रेटेजी. कैन यू प्लीज रिपीट विथ मी बेटा? 3 पॉइंट मैंने क्या बोला आपको. सबसे पहला पॉइंट मैंने आपको बोला, when you confine yourself to a particular buyer group. Second, when you confine yourself to a particular product line. Third, मैंने बोला when you confine yourself to a particular geographical area in respect of product differentiation or low cost advantage. Then the third generic strategy, बोलिए recall कीजिए, for a particular buyer group. Second, for a particular product line, very good, or for a particular geographical area, then it is called a focused strategy under Michael Porter competitive advantage. क्लियर है बेटा? देखिए 3 चीजें हैं, ये मैंने नोट्स में आपको दिया हुआ. पर्टिकुलर बायर ग्रुप, पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट लाइन, पर्टिकुलर जियोग्राफिकल मार्केट में व्हेन यू आर एंजॉयिंग लो कॉस्ट एडवांटेज और प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन rather than the industry as a whole, then you are set to be having focused strategy. For example, CGA. Okay, beta, take example. A chartered accountant in practice can provide services to individual for filing the returns or for different GST works or for company work. A chartered accountant in service can provide services to the trust. A chartered accountant in service can provide services to the corporate. So as an industry, numerous clients are there, numerous types of works are there for a chartered accountant. But if I have a chartered accountant, confine myself for individual taxpayer only, then I am said to be having focused strategy. If I confine myself to work only and only for the corporate, then it is called as particular buyer group. एक particular buyer group के लिए मैं work कर रहा हूं, although I am having the ability to provide consultancy services to the individual or the trust. No, but I confine myself only and only to the corporate world. So this is known as focused strategy. Segment of product line. There are different areas. Sorry. There are different areas in which a chartered accountant can work. Auditing, taxation में भी income tax हो गया, GST हो गया, and different types of work, auditing work हो गया. Different work areas are there. So if I select a particular product line, that if I will work only and only on the GST area, I will not handle the direct taxation area or the corporate area. I will handle only the GST area. Then I am following the focused strategy, focusing on a particular product line. Geographical market, area wise market, I confine myself only and only to the clients available in the area of my city, that is Indore city. So it's a geographical market. So when I'm having the low cost advantage or the product differentiation confined to a particular group of buyer, or confined to a particular product line, or confined to a particular geographical market, the same product differentiation or low cost advantage is said to be having the focused strategy. Clear है बेटा? चलिए आप मुझे कोई एक एग्जांपल दीजिए रिगार्डिंग द फोकस्ड स्ट्रेटेजी, चाहे वो एक पर्टिकुलर बायर ग्रुप का हो, चाहे वो एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट लाइन का हो, चाहे वो एक जियोग्राफिकल मार्केट का हो. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर बेटा. Another example from my side is a cricketer who can play the T20s, 1 days or 50 over or the test match. But some players are confined himself only and only to the T20s specialist. So it is known as focused strategy. One example I am expecting from each and every student regarding the focused strategy. It can be for a single particular buyer group or for a product line or for a geographical market. Please reply fast, beta, because we are short of time. We have to cover one case study. Okay, Preeti. Okay, Aniket. Some better example, beta, so that each and every student can understand and appreciate the same. Very good, Avija. I think this is the undisputed point highlighted by Avija. A high-end car like BMW or Benz, they have confined to a particular buyer group, high income group they are targeting only. Okay, so definitely it can be the best example of focus strategy. Although they can manufacture the car below 25-30 lakh, but they are focusing only and only on a particular buyer group, high income group. Very good. Some companies are manufacturing only and only the sports car. So definitely they are. Mahindra is the best example, beta. They are majorly focusing on the SUV, sports utility vehicle. So they are focusing on a particular product line only. Majority of the cars are directed at that line only. Okay, beta. बड़े आगे समझ गए आप ये. तो there are 3 generic strategy: product differentiation, low cost advantage, and the third one is focused strategy. Focused strategy is nothing but when you are having the product differentiation or low cost advantage confined to a particular buyer group or confined to a particular product line or confined to a particular geographical area, then you are said to be having the focus strategy. Okay. Now let's take a case study on this particular concept. Hardly we are having 15 minutes of time, beta. Please open page number 27. Page number 27. First of all, we will read the requirement part. Identify the strategy that company, the name of the company is Wireless, is using for mobile A and mobile Z. So company is manufacturing two mobile A and mobile Z. The first point is just we have to identify the strategy that the company is following for first mobile and the second mobile. Second point, discuss the risk involved in each of this strategy. It's a theoretical point. We already covered in our notes. Advise the company to sustain its current strategy for mobile A. Such points are already covered in the study material. In those 5 minutes, I have told you to read out about the differential advantage and the low cost advantage. In each such heading, beta, you have been given multiple points how to sustain the product differential advantage, how to sustain the low cost advantage. Important point is the application point is identify the strategy that the company is using for mobile A and mobile Z. Okay, so for one of the product, it will be a competitive advantage product differentiation strategy, and for other product, company might be following the low cost advantage. Okay, so I'm giving you a bit of some odd 4 minutes to read out this three para very fast in next 4 minutes, and then we will start interpreting that for mobile A, company following which strategy, and for mobile B, company following which strategy. So 4 minutes are available with you to have a newspaper reading of question number 1 available in page number 27. चलिए बेटा स्टार्ट करूं. So the first para, the name of the company is Wireless. We are the manufacturer of mobile phones. The industry is dynamic, extremely competitive and customer centric. जो मोबाइल फोन मार्केट है, it is broadly fragmented, divided into two markets. The first market are for those customers who are price conscious, looking only for basic feature, and the other market is for technological savvy customer who wants the latest offering. And our company Wireless is catered to both this segment. Not only we are manufacturing for those customers who are price conscious, but also for those customers who wants the latest in technology, latest in quality. So this is the most important parameter. This will guide you the requirement part. Number one, which strategy company is following for mobile A and which strategy is company following for mobile B. Mobile A has the very basic feature that a customer requires from a phone. It is marketed to attract the price conscious customer. There are many other manufacturers who have similar product offering for this market. So regarding mobile A, इसमें बहुत बेसिक फीचर्स है जो एक कस्टमर को फोन से रिक्वायर्ड होती है. ये उन कस्टमर को टारगेट करके रखा गया है जो प्राइस कॉन्शियस कस्टमर है, और अदर मैन्युफैक्चरर आर आल्सो ऑफरिंग सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट. मोबाइल जेट offers the latest technological feature and an attractive design. Company has invested substantial amount in R&D that has resulted in mobile jet having many unique features. It is marketed to attract customer willing to try out newer product. I think these details are more than enough to identify whether mobile A is having the low cost advantage or the product differential advantage, while mobile jet is having the low cost advantage or the product differential advantage. Tell me beta, I am waiting for your answer. A comparatively simple question for application part. Which strategy company is following for mobile A and mobile jet? I'm waiting for your answer, beta. Please revert fast. Very good, beta. Very good. So Sayyed, Aisha, Kanimoji, Isha have given me the correct answer. Product A, since it is targeted to low cost, low price conscious customer, they will not pay anything premium for your superior quality or innovative product. They just want the basic features. So in the third para, you already read that company have adopted various cost cutting measures so that they can survive the competition. So company is following the low cost advantage strategy for mobile A, while for mobile B, they are offering those for those customers who are techno savvy, who want the latest offering. Companies spending heavily on R&D to have the high quality features or to have the innovative feature. Therefore, company is following product differential advantage for product check. Okay, बेटा क्लियर है. तो एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन था ये वाला आपका इन द स्टडी मटेरियल एक्सेल. So कुछ एक पॉइंट इसमें और बाकी है बेटा. Although the next session will be related to chapter number 2, but in the initial 5 to 10 minutes we have to cover one more topic left in this particular chapter, and that is value shop model. We have already learned value chain analysis, so it's very important to have a differentiation between value chain analysis and value shop model. Also important for the examination, the concept of value shop model. Definitely we will cover this value shop model, last topic of this chapter, in the next session. And in the next session, in the majority of the time, we are covering the topic of chapter number 2. Okay, beta. So hope you have enjoyed today's session. Hope you have downloaded all the 4 PDF, beta. The 4 PDF are chapter number 1 in simple language. The second PDF is related with all the questions chapter wise. The third PDF is the solution of those questions. And the fourth PDF is a very special one, summarize one, especially useful whenever you want to revise the complete case study and case scenario in a very short manner. Okay, beta. So thanks a lot for watching the session, beta. Hope you have been benefited by this session initiative by ICI. If there is any feedback, you can share with me, beta. Definitely, I will implement all the feedback suggested by my students. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Namaskar. Thank you.